Welcome to the Opus Efficientia podcast, where we help you and your organization work smarter. We'll explore practical strategies and research-backed methods to optimize how you work, improve efficiency, and achieve greater operational effectiveness. Ready to redefine how work gets done? Let's dive right in. Okay, let's talk meetings. Have you ever walked out of one just feeling more confused than when you went in?
Oh, definitely.
Or maybe just, frustrated, like your time just vanished. Poof. Gone.
Happens all the time. If you're listening and nodding, believe us, you're absolutely not alone.
We've all been there, staring at the clock, wondering if that last hour, maybe 2 hours, was really worth it.
It really is a universal feeling. And the scale of the problem, well, the numbers are quite something. Staggering, actually.
Yeah.
The Harvard Business Review found that U.S. companies spend, get this, over $37 billion a year on meetings.
$37 billion with a B.
With a B. Just try to wrap your head around that figure. That's the investment we're talking about.
Wow. Okay, and it gets worse, right? Because employees spend, over a third of their time in meetings?
That's right, more than a third of the work week.
So that averages out to 1.6 days a week just in meetings.
Exactly. And here's the kicker. Despite all that time, all that money, a whopping 71% of senior managers, they still think most meetings are unproductive.
71%. It's genuinely mind-boggling, isn't it?
It is. That disconnect, between the huge investment time, money, and the feeling that it's just not delivering value. It really screams out for, smarter ways of doing things.
Absolutely. So that's our mission today in this deep dive. We want to cut through that frustration, give you a bit of a shortcut, really, help you navigate meetings more effectively, make them efficient, maybe even, dare I say, enjoyable.
Maybe.
Now, obviously, organizations have all sorts of different meetings. We can't cover everything. So today, we're going to zero in on 4 really common ones. Decision-making meetings, brainstorming sessions, those reporting or status updates.
Essential ones, yeah.
And, of course, those really important 1.1 meetings.
And cutting across all of those, we've got a framework. We're calling them the 3 critical A's. If you can get a handle on these 3 elements, it's the absolute foundation for making any meeting work better. We're talking productive discussions, people actually engaged, and crucially, clear follow-ups.
The 3 critical A's. I like it. So what are they?
Simple but powerful.
Yeah.
Your agenda, your attendee list, and your after-meeting notes.
Agenda, attendees, after notes. Got it. Get those right. And you're not just running a meeting, you're actually orchestrating progress.
That's a great way to put it. Orchestrating progress.
Okay, so as we dive into these 4 specific meeting types, let's keep those 3 A's, agenda, attendee list, after meeting notes, right at the front of our minds.
Absolutely. They're the core foundation. Your non-negotiables, really, for building productive discussions.
Right. So let's kick things off with decision-making meetings. The objective seems obvious, right? Make a decision.
It seems obvious, but it's often not that simple in practice.
No.
And for these meetings, the agenda is absolutely critical, but not just, a vague list of topics. You need to clearly state the specific objective or the exact decision that needs to be made and put it right there in the meeting invite.
In the invite itself.
Yes, because think about what that does. It empowers people. They can look at it and immediately decide, okay, is my input actually needed here?
Right. Am I the right person?
Exactly. Do I have something crucial to add? Or should I maybe point the organizer towards someone else who's closer to this? It's like your first filter against bloated, aimless meetings.
That's smart. Making it easy for people to self-select or even opt out respectfully, which leads perfectly into the attendee list for these decision meetings. You're saying don't just invite the whole team.
Please don't. Thoughtful curation is everything here. You really want to limit it to the key stakeholders, the people who actually have a direct role in making that decision happen.
The ones with the authority or the critical information.
Precisely. And, this brings up a useful tool, the RESCI framework. Heard of it?
Vaguely. Responsible, accountable.
Responsible, accountable, consulted, informed.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit corporate jargony, maybe, but it's incredibly useful for clarifying roles before the meeting.
How so?
Well, it forces you to think. Who is ultimately accountable for this decision? Who is responsible for doing the work that informs it? Who needs to be consulted for their expertise? And who just needs to be kept informed afterwards?
Oh, I see. So it helps you pinpoint exactly who needs to be in that room for the decision itself?
Exactly. It helps you invite the necessary voices, but crucially, no extra ones. And this actually helps combat things like, groupthink.
Where everyone just agrees to avoid conflict.
Yeah. Or confirmation bias, where you only hear the data that supports what you already wanted to do. A smaller, more purposeful group is often better at avoiding those traps.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Structure for the invite list, so the decision gets made hopefully.
Yeah.
Then what?
Then the after-meeting notes become absolutely essential. Not just a quick, we decided X. You need to capture the highlights of the discussion, the why behind the decision, the key rationale. This context is gold for future reference. If someone asks later, why did we decide that? Or if you need to revisit it.
You have the reasoning right there.
Exactly. And look, this is where tech can really help now. AI tools built into video conferencing platforms. They can do automatic transcription, even draft summaries.
That sounds amazing.
It is. Now, you still need a human to review it, add nuance, ensure clarity, obviously. But it takes away so much of the grunt work of just capturing what was said and who said it. It can even flag action items.
Okay, AI for note-taking, I'm sold.
Yeah.
Any other sort of pro tips for really nailing these decision meetings, especially on the prep side?
Yes, absolutely. Before you even send the invite, the real work is gathering the necessary information.
Yeah.
All the relevant data, maybe customer testimonials, internal insights.
Laying the groundwork.
Precisely. You need to synthesize it all, maybe even conflicting viewpoints so you can present a balanced picture. This means the decision is based on facts, not just gut feel or assumptions. And honestly, it also shows the attendees you've done your homework. You're prepared. You're serious. That builds trust and encourages much better engagement from them.
Okay, good stuff. Let's shift gears then. Reporting or status update meetings. These, I think, sometimes get that bad rap. They can feel a bit perfunctory.
Yeah, they're often seen as the less exciting ones, that's true. A necessary evil, perhaps. But connecting it back, they are genuinely crucial. Keeping leaders, stakeholders, the wider team informed about how things are progressing. Projects, OKRs, objectives, and key results for those using that framework quarterly updates.
It's about transparency and alignment, fundamentally.
Exactly. Their core purpose is demonstrating progress, making sure everyone's on the same page, heading in the same direction. They can feel blah, like you said, but they don't have to.
So how do we rescue them from blah? What about the agenda for these? Does it need to be super detailed?
Often the agenda for these is pretty consistent, especially if it's a recurring meeting like a weekly project update.
Right.
So the best practice is often just to keep that standard agenda, maybe a bulleted list of topics or project streams right there in the body of the invite.
Easy to find.
Yes. And for those recurring ones, it's a huge help for onboarding. New team member joins, they can look at the invite and immediately grasp the purpose, the flow, the goal. Sets expectations instantly. No need for extra handhold.
Keep it simple, keep it consistent. Makes sense. And after meeting notes, usually there's a deck or a report being presented, right?
Typically, yes.
So you don't need separate meeting minutes that just repeat what's in the slides, do you?
Exactly. Let's avoid creating extra work. A really efficient approach is to build a dedicated section right into your reporting deck.
Oh, in the presentation itself.
Yeah. A slide or two at the end, maybe, to capture key discussion points, decisions made during the meeting, and any action items that came up.
So the deck becomes the record.
Precisely. It's not just the presentation, it's the living document of the update and the conversation around it. Then you share that one file afterwards, less admin, everything in one place. Simple.
That's a really practical tip. Okay, next up, brainstorming meetings. Now these feel like the opposite, potentially chaotic, ideas flying everywhere.
Dynamic, unpredictable. That's the nature of the beast, isn't it? And that free-flowing energy, that's often where the magic happens. It's a sign of a good brainstorm.
The challenge is capturing that magic, right? So those brilliant ideas don't just evaporate.
That is the absolute challenge. I've seen it happen too many times. Amazing ideas pop up, everyone gets excited, and then gone because no one wrote them down properly.
The nightmare scenario, all that creativity lost.
Exactly, which is why tools are key here. Think virtual whiteboards. Miro is a popular one with its kind of infinite canvas.
Right, I've used that.
They let you capture, structure, organize ideas visually in real time.
Yeah.
It's incredibly helpful for making sense of the creative, chaos.
Okay, so tools help capture. What about the agenda for a brainstorm? Does it even need one if it's meant to be free-flowing?
It does, yes, but a different kind of agenda. You're not trying to predefine the solutions.
Yeah.
Instead, the agenda should focus on clearly outlining the core problem you're trying to solve or the specific objective you're aiming for, even if the details are fuzzy.
So setting the stage, defining the sandbox you're playing in.
Exactly. It provides a clear focus, a starting point, but leaves ample room for creativity to roam. It gives direction without being restrictive.
Got it. And the attendee list for brainstorming, is this where diversity really matters? Maybe invite more people?
Diversity is absolutely crucial here. You want different perspectives, different ways of thinking colliding.
Makes sense.
So the strategy is, think about the problem you're tackling. Which teams or stakeholders does it touch? Then intentionally invite a mix of people, different roles, different levels, maybe even different departments entirely.
Break down the silos.
Yes. This encourages a much richer, more comprehensive discussion. And you can use techniques too, like, have you heard of bad idea brainstorming?
No, what's that?
You deliberately try to come up with the worst possible ideas first. It sounds counterintuitive, but it can really break the ice and unlock more creative thinking. Or round robin, where everyone contributes one idea at a time, ensuring quieter voices get heard.
Interesting techniques. Okay, so diverse group, clear problem statement. And after the storm, after meeting notes must be non-negotiable here.
Oh, absolutely essential, unequivocally. If people leave a brainstorm unsure of what was actually decided or what happens next.
They'll just feel like it was a fun chat, but maybe a waste of time.
Precisely. They'll question the values. You have to wrap up by capturing the high-level takeaways, the key insights, maybe themes that emerged.
Distilling the chaos.
Exactly. Distill it into a structured overview. And clearly state any actionable next steps. Who's doing what? What's the immediate follow-up? That keeps the momentum going and shows those creative ideas are actually leading somewhere.
Okay, translating chaos into action. Love it. Finally, let's talk 1.1 meetings. These feel very different, more personal, often with your manager.
They are different and incredibly valuable, often undervalued, I think.
Yeah.
They are a prime opportunity, not just a check-in, but a strategic space for you and your manager to align on goals, maybe course correct if needed, tackle obstacles blocking your way.
That's proactive.
Very proactive. Think of it as a dedicated safe space to talk about challenges, get feedback, adjust your approach before small issues become big problems. It's a pulse check, a strategy session, and a chance for real growth all in one.
Okay, so how do you make sure they are consistently productive? Not just, a casual chat that doesn't achieve much.
Preparation. It really comes down to preparation.
Yeah.
On your part as the direct report.
Right.
You need to come with specific things you want to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
Performance questions, roadblocks you're hitting, development opportunities you want to explore. Don't just show up and wait for them to lead.
Bring your own agenda points. And speaking of the agenda for a 1.1, how formal should that be? Do you send it beforehand?
I strongly recommend a simple 3-part structure, and yes, absolutely share it in advance.
Okay, what are the 3 parts?
First, burning questions and key discussion points. These are the big topics needing real conversation or maybe a decision. Second, immediate support and roadblock clearance. Where do you need their help right now? Help navigating something, getting a resource. And third, FYI updates. Just quick points to keep them in the loop. These can be brief, even skipped if you're tight on time.
I like that structure. Burning, blockers, FYIs.
And sending it ahead. That's key. It gives your manager time to read it, think about it, maybe gather info on their end. It means you can dive right into a productive conversation, respecting both your time. No ambushes.
That's a great point. Giving them a heads up is respectful and makes it more efficient. And after meeting notes for a 1.1, keep it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple. As you wrap up, just verbally recap the main action items you both agreed on. Okay, so I'll do X and you'll look into Y.
Just confirm it out loud.
Or, if you prefer, follow up with a very brief email or message with those key points written down. Just ensures clarity, make sure things don't get forgotten, and reinforces accountability. Closes the loop.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. Decision-making, reporting, brainstorming, 1.1s, all anchored by those 3 A's. What's the big takeaway for listeners? How does this really change things?
Look, by consciously applying these simple strategies, thinking about the agenda, attendees, afternotes for every meeting, you really can boost effectiveness significantly.
It's about cutting out that inefficiency we talked about at the start.
Exactly. Minimizing the waste, fostering genuinely productive discussions. It's not just about tweaking meetings. It's about shifting the culture around them.
Empowering people, empowering teams to work smarter, not just be stuck in endless unproductive cycles.
Right. And think about what that unlocks. It gives everyone more time back, more time for deep thinking, for creative work, for the stuff that really moves the needle. Remember that 1.6 days a week? Imagine getting even some of that back for focused work.
That would be transformative for a lot of people, a lot of teams.
It really would. So here's a final thought to leave you with.
Yeah.
As you look at your calendar, at your next upcoming meeting, just ask yourself, How could applying even one or two of these ideas transform that meeting? Could you turn it from just another calendar block into, well, like we said, a powerful engine for actual progress and maybe even innovation?
From time drain to progress engine, I like that. Something to definitely think about before hitting accept on the next invite.